Okay, on this video, I'm going to be talking about how to calculate your training pace times based off of your 1 mile time trial time. So during your summer training, once a month, we're going to take a 1 mile time trial, and then you're going to use that along with the running calculator that you see on your screen to calculate your training paces down here. And it's very simple. So, if you look through your summer training packet, there's a link to our Byron Nelson Cross Country website. And all you have to do is go over here to Training Log and Pace Time Forms and click on that tab. And if you'll go down, you'll see Running Calculator. To access the Running Calculator, use this link. We have a Pace Time form right here that's also linked right here. But if you look, there's another link. You email Coach Spoor, I can get you the link. Okay, to get to the running calculator. They even have it as an app that you can put on your phone. It's called the V.02 calculator, and I can tell you more about that if you'll ask me. So what we do is you run your mile time, and we're going to put the mile time that you ran into the calculator. So the first thing you do is select event distance. It was 1 mile right here. And then we're going to put in time. So hours, minutes, we want to start with minutes. And let's say you ran it in 4:40. You're one of our faster guys. You ran it in 4:40. And all you do now is hit calculate. And it's done. So then we go down here and we want to click on training, because these are the paces that we're going to use. And you see that it shows you all your training. Now, we do 2 types of easy runs. Long run. Well, long run and EPR are the same thing, so really 3 types. Long run and EPR, but they're the same pace, and our recovery run. So anytime you're doing your long run or your EPR, we want to be at this first time that's listed with easy paces. Recovery run, we want to use the second time, 7:09 for this person. All right, some other types of runs that we do, we do a marathon paced run. Okay. And so 5:53 per mile, if we're going out on a 6-mile marathon pace, we want to run that just under 6 minutes per mile for this person. Okay. This marathon pace running is what kind of bridges the gap from our easy paces to our more intense runs that we have, the threshold, the intervals, and repetitions. So I want to run my marathon pace run at this pace per mile when I'm on that day. We call those M-pace runs. Now, threshold, we call those T-pace runs or T-runs. Sometimes we call them tempo runs. All right, but this would be my pace per mile. Say I'm a more advanced runner and I have 5 1-mile threshold repeats. I'd want to run them at a pace of 5:35 a mile. I would use the 400 time here of 1:23 or 83 seconds to start to make sure I'm on. Then at the half mile, I would check, see if I'm around 2:47 to make sure I'm on pace to run that. Now, our younger runners, you guys are going to be doing 6 miles, not 6 miles, trust me, 6-minute threshold runs. You're going to run for 6 minutes, okay? And I'll show you an example in a minute of how that will work, but you need to know your 400 time and your 800 time. So you try to hit those marks on your way to 6-minute repeats. Interval work is for our hard runs. We have H runs, which stands for hard runs. Okay, and it's not an all-out sprint like it sounds like. It's an interval. Hard run would be about your 2-mile pace, and we would do like 5 sets of 2-minute hard runs. So you do a 2-minute hard run, rest 1 minute, then do another 2-minute hard run. So you would be running it. So you need to know your 400 time under interval, which is 77 seconds here. Your 600 time is 1:55. So you're already, this person should be able to get a little more than 600 meters on their 2-minute hard run. Okay, and sometimes we do 3-minute hard runs, so this person might get almost 1,000 meters or 1 kilometer on their hard run. And we'll do these on the cross-country course out in front of the school. Okay, and then you'll see that we have repetition or reps workouts. Now, this is around what your mile pace would be. Okay, and this is the hardest running we'll do. And sometimes we have workouts where you do 4 200s with a 200-meter recovery jog in between. So you would want to run, this person would want to run their 200s at 35 seconds each 200. Sometimes we have 400s in with that. And now this person will want to run that at a minute 11 or 71 seconds. If we have a 600 rep in there at a minute 46, and some of our more advanced runners will actually run a couple of 800 reps, and he would have to run this at 2:21 for his time. Okay, so that's what those times mean and how we would use them. Now, the thing you have to do when you calculate your time is in your training packet for your summer training is you need to put these times into a record. Okay, so we have BNHS cross country summer training pace time record. So for month 1, I ran a 4:40. So what does that mean my EPR and long run time is going to be? Remember, those two have the same exact time. So I look on the running calculator, and remember it's the first number here, 6:44 is what I have to run for those paces. So I go back and I put 6:44. Recovery run time. All right, the second number, the second mile pace under easy is my recovery run time, which is 7:09. So I put 7:09 in. All right, marathon pace run or an M pace run. Look at my calculator under marathon. I want to run that at 5:53 a mile. All right, and then now we're going to start looking at our threshold pace times for the 400, 800, and 1 mile. What do we need to run? Okay, so 400, 800, and 1 mile, I need to run a minute 23, 2:47, and 5:35. So I put that on here, minute 23, 2:47, and 5:35. And guys, you'll be writing this in. You won't have to type it. And then now I go to my interval time for H runs, and I need my 400, 800, and 1 kilometer. Not 1 mile, but 1 kilometer, because we won't run these any longer than 3 minutes. Okay, so we just need up to that 1K time, and some of you probably won't even get to a full 1K on those. So I look under interval. 400 is a minute 17. Notice how everything's getting faster the more I go down. A minute 17, 2:33, 3:12. So a minute 17, 2:33, and 3:12. So I put it in a minute 17, 2:33, and 3:12. All right, and then finally I have reps. Now I got to know 200, 400, 600, and 800 for my reps or repetitions. So I go back to the calculator, and I have 200, 35, 400, a minute 11 or 71. So 35, 71, 146 for the 600, and 221 for the 800. So 35, 71, 146, 221. So let's put that up here. So it's 35, 111. What did we say on that 600 time? Sometimes I forget. 146, and then 221. So these are some pretty good times, pretty fast times for this person. I hope we get a lot faster than that. All right, and then you notice we have month 2. So when I time trial again in our second month in July, I'll put these times and I'll update this. And hopefully we see these times get a little bit faster. That's the goal. We want to run fast. We want to win races. We got to see those times get faster. So to check that, also what helps to know if we're getting better is check your VDOT value. Every time you punch in a time, it shows you a VDOT value. This is based on your all-out mile time or any race time that you put in. We want this value to go up, okay, as you improve. All right, for us to be able to win state, I got to have 7 guys who can get their VDOT value to 65 to 66, and maybe even one guy up there to 67 on this. For girls, we got to be 55 to 56 to win state. So we need 7 girls to get up into that range. That means we got to start running faster. Okay, so that's how we would put our pace times in. One thing we're going to be doing during the fall is you use this Google form so that I know your pace times. You would put these in on a Sunday after your race or even a Saturday afternoon. There will be a due date time, and you will have all this set up where you plug it in just like you did on this sheet right here. It's all set up. All right, so let's look at another example. Let's just say I'm an incoming freshman boy, and I'm looking at my training schedule, and I'm in week 4, and it's Tuesday right here, and it says reps. Okay, what does that mean? I'm in week 4, and I got to do a reps workout. Monday, I did a 45-minute long run. Now I have reps. Okay, well, we have a handy chart in our running packet right behind that page. Week 4 on Tuesday, I have reps. That means I have a 10-minute recovery run, 8 200s with a rest between each 200 of a 200-meter jog. And then I have another 10-minute recovery run. Most of our incoming freshman new runners, you'll be running by minutes, not by miles or distance as much. Okay, so I need to know my paces. What's my recovery run pace? What's my rep pace for 200s? So let's just say I'm an incoming freshman boy, and I need to go to the training calculator. I'm going to reset it. We go 1 mile. All right, and let's just say, I ran a 6:56 1 mile. It's my first time. I'm not quite in shape yet. I ran a 6:56. Calculate, my VDOT's 41.2. I got to do some work to get it up there, but it comes in time, okay? So don't just expect it to happen overnight. All right, so first of all, my recovery run pace is 10:11. So I got to run I'm basically going to get 1 mile in for my warm-up, 10 minutes and 11 seconds, and my cool down. Now I'm doing 8 200s today, and I've got to run those in 52 seconds each 200. Okay, so that's how I would do that workout. So let's just say I'm looking at my schedule. Now it's Friday, and I got a 35-minute EPR. Okay, so I'm going to check again my easy run. The first number is my time for my EPR, 9:38 per mile. I'm running 35 minutes. I'm going to get almost 4 miles in. Okay, so 9:38 per mile. I'm going to get almost 4 miles in 35 minutes. So that tells me what to do. All right, so hopefully, guys, the one last thing I want to show you is make sure we are logging this. Okay, so let's just say it's week 4, that's June, and I'm making this up, June 23rd. And my workout was 10 minutes, and this is how we denote minutes with an apostrophe. Recovery run, 8 times 200, rest equals 200 jog, and then I did another 10-minute recovery run as a cool down. All right, my pace per mile, I was thinking, let's look back again. My pace per mile, 10:11. I was supposed to run a 252. All right, so let's make sure we record that. I'm in my train log, so my pace per mile was 10:11 for a recovery run. Reps, 200s, I should say, I did in 52. And here's how we denote seconds, like that. So that's what I did. And so I got 1 mile here and 1 mile with my cool down. So that's 2 miles. And if I did 8 200s, okay, for every 4 200s, I'm getting a mile in. So I got 2 more 200s. Because remember, you're running a 200 and you're jogging a 200. So that's 400 meters every rep. So that's 2 more miles. So I did 4 miles. And let's just say I did mine pace per mile ran. I actually did a 10-minute recovery run. And let's just say I was feeling pretty good that day, and I did 49 seconds for each 200. Sorry. And I did another 10-minute recovery run. Okay, so now I know this is what I did. Okay, and I'm running ahead of pace. So I'm doing good as long as I felt good. Okay. And then up here, we want to make sure we have in the correct time. 6:56 is this month's 1 mile time trial. So guys, that's how we do it. You got to make sure that you're recording everything. We do a lot of writing. We keep up with what we're doing, how we train each day. Okay, so that we know and we can see our improvement. But this should show you. If you have any questions, call Coach Spoor, email Coach Spoor, and ask.